Sorry, Ty, it's been about 6 years. Alright, so I thought I would start off introducing myself with a little game. So if I could have everybody raise their hand, please, everybody make sure that you play along, otherwise I'll get insecure, that's right. Okay, so hands in the air. Alright, here's what I need you to do. If you are related to Ty, put your hand down. If you're related to Ty, you can also put your hand down. Okay, if you can keep your hand up if you are between the ages of 20 and 35. Sorry, we can close our eyes for a second. Okay. Keep your hand up if there is not a wedding ring on one of those hands. Okay, fellas, put your hands down. And now it's just me and the ladies. My name is Caden, I'm Ty's brother, and that is one of the honor and privilege of my life to hold that title. In my junior year of high school, I was on spring break, and I thought it would be so cool to spend the week with my brother in college. He was still in classes, and so I spent the week cosplaying as a college student on UTC's campus. And a surprising amount of people came up to me and said, Caden, I thought that you were your brother. The only reason that I didn't know you were your brother is because Ty is always wearing a dad hat. If you know Ty, especially during that time in college, he always had that hat on. And that was a way that people could kind of tell us apart even from a distance. And so I figured that since so many of you have known Ty for the physical hats that he's worn, I would tonight share with you some of the metaphorical hats that I have gotten to see Ty wear throughout the years. So, they say to never meet your heroes. Ty met me on November 16th, 2001 when I entered the world as his baby brother. Sorry. Stupid. Okay. If you knew my family then, and whenever I was a little baby and first learning to walk, you would know that Ty was actually scared of me. That's because the first hat that my brother got to wear was that of my own personal punching bag. And so whenever my parents heard the beautiful sound of my tiny little feet pitter-patter in their perfect, precious angel child, my brother knew that an infant fist to the face was coming soon. And so when I would walk in the room, he would duck and hide. So, Emmy, if Ty ever forgets an anniversary or a birthday, please blame his CTE and memory problems on the years of football, not on the amount of infant fists to the back of the head, Wii remotes, monster trucks, whatever I could get my hands on. Ty actually did remain my crash dummy for a few more years than what he would like. Now, you might not believe this about me, but I don't always think things through. And so whenever I was really little, there was one day where I, very perfectly, in the front yard, driveway, find a brick on the ground. See my brother coming down the hill on a scooter, steepest part of the driveway I might add, and perfect precision, threw the brick right in front of his scooter, and he hits the brick and almost completely clears the handlebars. And the almost there is what kept Ty from singing bass in the church choir for the next several years. As I got older, I threw a lot less bricks at my brother and began to see him less as a brother and more of a friend. In middle school and elementary school, one of the hats that he often wore was as my chauffeur. He was driving me to school and he was telling me things like his car, his music, which if you know the kind of music that Ty listens to, that was really tough, Medal of Freedom for me for that one. But if you also know Ty, you know his time management skills also meant that we were very regularly hitting 60 and a 25 on the way to school, and he's telling me, tuck and roll, so that way he could roll through the light and drop me off in middle school. But it was also during this time that I began to admire my brother for the same reason that many of you all do. He was the loudest person at my swim meets cheering me on. He was there on my worst days, on my best days. I never once had to question if he was going to be in my corner. Always he was there. And not just was he there, he was celebrating me. Ty, you are a joy bomb. And everyone around you is constantly finding themselves in the blast radius of your love and kindness. When Ty was a junior in high school, he put on a new hat. My brother stepped up for me in ways that I could never begin to explain. He put on a hat of caring for me that was never his responsibility. He taught me how to shave. He taught me how to be a friend. He taught me how to pray. And I can say fully confidently that everything that I am today is because my brother was there for me and he showed up for me. It's the same thing that you are seeing in Ty. So I have proof that there is a God who loves me and answers prayers, because the biggest answered prayer of my life is sitting here. The same self-sacrificial love that he has shown me time and time again is the same reason why I'm confident in his ability to lead a family. For example, remember how I said I don't always think things through all the way? The good news is that Amy doesn't either. So last year, I, along with Emmy, we decided to convince Ty to raft down the Ocoee with us in a raft not much bigger than its namesake, the Green Bean. And we had one rule for this trip: do not fall out of the boat, which was, in hindsight, a very big ask considering the size of this boat. And we were doing a great job until we dropped into a rapid called Double Suck. And I'm very maturely going to move on and not make a wedding joke about that name. But anyways, we were just a bit further left than what I anticipated. And so we dropped into the biggest wave on the river. And I don't know how I was looking back because I was in the back of the boat when we started the rapid. But I look back and Ty is falling out. And with one hand, as he's falling out, grabs Emmy's life jacket and pushes her back into the boat, saving Emmy from falling in and sealing his fate himself into the water. It was, to this day, one of the most impressive things that I've ever seen, and ended up earning him a swim on one of the most dangerous sections of that river, nicknamed Hell's Half Mile. So I can confidently say that I have seen Ty go to hell and back for Emmy. And I don't blame him. Emmy is one of the most special people on this earth. Now, the first time I met Emmy, was I thinking she was way too cool for Ty? Absolutely. But in hindsight, looking back now, do I think that was justified? Absolutely. Emmy, they say that it is good luck if it rains on your wedding day, but I don't believe in luck. I believe in reaping and sowing. So in 50 years from now, whenever you're looking back on a life full of laughter and adventure and relationship and joy deeper than you can ever imagine with my brother, I want you to know that the life that you have is not because it rained on your wedding day, but because you have sown love and laughter and life into the people around you. And it has caused you to reap those same things as well. To say that I think that you are deserving of marrying my brother is the highest compliment that I know how to give. I know that you will enjoy growing old with him as much as I loved growing up with him. So let's raise a glass to the hats that Ty has worn, the new one that he puts on today, to Emmy, who makes him better, braver, and hopefully even punctual. May your love be deep, laughter loud, and adventures always worth the swim. To Ty and Emmy.
All right, let's make some noise right here for Caden.